Alright, in this video I'm going to be going over some of the basic functions of how to use a digital multimeter. In this case we're going to be using the Klein DMM-325. I like this one, lets you manually select AC versus DC. I will be able to cover all of the functions on this, including how to check diodes and how to do amperage testing. So let's get started, but before we do that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Alright, let me go over some of the features of the Klein Multimeter 325. It's actually one of my favorite ones, and one of the reasons that it's one of my favorite ones, and I'll show you a comparative one, is it's not auto ranging, so you tell it whether it's DC or alternating current. Here's an example of another one I have that is auto ranging. Sometimes it gets a little goofy and you can't tell what it's trying to tell you. At least with the capability to select it, you can tell it, you know, hey, I'm in voltmeter mode DC or voltmeter mode AC. Now, one of the things I think is pretty cool is it'll light up, and I guess this is for someone that's not sure about how to use it, but it'll tell you what two leads to use. So in this case, if you're in voltmeter, diode check, which is another thing that it does have, ohm meter, it's going to light up the correct ones. Now, if you go to amperage, if you're going to go up to 10 amps, these are milliamps, you're going to have to use these two. If you're measuring milliamps, it'll tell you those two. So that's kind of a neat feature. The other thing I do like about it, of course, it's got a stand. Any decent multimeter should do that, so that you can brace it, hang it, whatever you want to do. It also has these little leads, holders. The lead holders themselves are pretty useful because you can then poke things, if you will. The leads that come with it have these removable caps. So right now with the caps installed, you've got a little bit of a actual lead protruding. Continuity test, just about every digital multimeter has this now, but you got the called tone, you get a nice tone. Not a lot to it. Got a battery indicator, tells you where your battery charge is. It's not rechargeable, it tells you what your battery state is. Tells you whether you're in ohms measurement mode. You can see now in kilo ohms, so it does change on the display. Volts tells you you're in AC volt mode, and it tells you you're in DC volt mode. Now in DC volts you can do a battery check. However, they also give you the capability, that battery's kind of dead, to put it right into a battery check mode, and it basically gives you the same thing. And here's another way that you can use your multimeter, and one of them is to set this in there like so. Alright, we're ready to test AC mode. I'm just going to put the light on, and what we're doing is we're testing to make sure that we have voltage, line voltage. There we go, 121.8 volts, 0.9, almost 122 volts. So if you don't have Klein ground fault interrupt tester to do it, you can actually check your line voltage using this, and that also shows where this is convenient to hold the probe for you. Alright, there's a few other functions I want to go over. And one of them is the hold feature. So if we take the leads off, makes it easier. Right, we'll do negative, positive, 1.38. If we do hold, it will hold that reading until we do something else. Might be useful if you want to compare it to another battery, for example. You can also do a backlight. Now, the one feature that I do want to show you how to use is the diode test feature. So right away it's going to show open, and that's great because there's air, there's nothing there. So if we go forward bias now on a diode, the striped one is negative and the other side is positive, the anode and cathode. So let's go actually forward bias, and we'll get a reading there. So we see the voltage drop is actually 0.498, which is good. Now if we go in the opposite direction, that diode should stop any current from flowing. It's OL. So a couple of readings you might get. If you get OL in both, that means that diode's open and it's defective. If you get a reading like this in both directions, or a similar reading in both directions of anything other than OL, that means that that diode is shorted. So that's how you test a diode. Alright, so let's cover resistance and how to measure it. I have a little tiny resistor right here of unknown resistance, or ohms, and the reason is I don't want to decode it, but I am going to measure it. So let's see what the resistance is on that resistor. I'm going to put it on 2K because I think that's the lowest variable we have here. I'm going to do the leads. Now this is in the kilogram mode, so anything to the right of the decimal point is going to be 100, tens, and ones. So what we've got here, 0.021, that actually translates into 21 ohms. And if I get a good, there we go, 21 ohms. So that's one way to read it. Now, you can also read these in line. So for example, we'll use this guy right here. There's a couple of nice, I guess you could say juicy ones over here. And if we get in there, now you have to be careful when you're reading them on a circuit board, you could get deceptive readings. Well, this one appears to be about the same. Actually, let's do this. Catch it on the other side. 320, oh, excuse me, 32 ohms. So 32 ohms, 21 ohms, 22 ohms. All right, so that's resistance. Now, the other thing you can do with a voltmeter when you have it in this mode is test capacitors. So the way capacitors work, when they're forward biased, they'll take a charge, and see if we can demonstrate that real quick. If you're getting that open reading in the lower range, in this case 2K, put it in a higher range and see what happens. Now this is interesting because as we go forward bias, it should build up a voltage. The voltmeter is actually putting voltage on there, and it should be building up a charge. Okay, so that's reverse. Here's forward bias. So look at the resistance. It's going to steadily climb. As the charge builds up, the resistance is going to climb. So what that means is that the capacitor is actually building up a charge. If we reverse the current, it's going to discharge it, and basically at that point, the resistance is so high that it's way beyond what even a mega ohm can measure. So that is a good test for a capacitor. This capacitor is actually good. All right, so in this section, I'm going to show you how to check for amperage using the digital multimeter. Of course, there is an amperage section. For low amperage, you're going to use these two, and for higher ones, you're going to use that one there. Just check something real quick. All right, so to show you how this works, I have got this little tool that I made. This is for VIPs on scuba tanks, or visual inspections. The white is to check for the inside of the tank, check for rust, corrosion, anything that looks off. Then, of course, there's the ultraviolet side, and the ultraviolet side is for checking for oils or contaminants. So I do have these set up so that they are adjustable, the brightness. And that's going to let us check for amperage and show you how amperage goes up and down. Now, you do have to be in line to set these up, so I'm going to use some alligator clips. And I've already opened this up and separated. Now, again, this is 12 volts and it is hot. So one of the first things we can do is check to make sure that it is 12 volts. Might as well, as long as we're here, right? We'll set this at 20. This is the lead coming in from the outside. Do that. It's actually 5 volts DC. But as we change the voltage, you can see the voltage changing, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in line. I'm going to set this for, I'm thinking milliamps. And you can see we're running 48.3 milliamps. As I dim it, 24.5.4 milliamps. The brighter it gets, the more amperage is running through it, all the way in up to the brightest setting. It's overload, so it's going over its capability. So that's 200 milliamps, and we can put it on 10 amps. And that should get it past the overload. So now we're at 0.35 amps. And again, the key thing is that it's in line. So that's how you would use this to measure amperage. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If it has, hit share and like. And if you're interested, there's a paid affiliate link in the description that goes to one of these Klein digital multimeters. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.